So Dan, we've been together for quite a while now. I think it was September of 2000 that we got together, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
You were my first partner, and we've gathered four great guys since. So that's been a good ride.
It has been.
And here, right lately, you up and retired on me. What was that all about?
Well, I had been thinking about it for a while,
Yeah.
and I think probably when I turned 66.
So for us, that was about 4 years ago. And when did you and I, or you and the partners and I, start talking about what that would look like for you?
I mean, when I turned 66, I said something to
Yeah,
you
yeah.
that I might go to about around 70.
And from my point of view, it's worked really well, and
Yeah.
I hope from yours as well. And I think one of the reasons is because we started early,
Right.
and we made our mutual expectations known, and we put some steps in it. You wound down a little bit. Talk about that, how we put that into
Yeah.
play and why that worked.
Right. Well, I think it was 3 years ago. I said I'd like to work a little less.
So you took a little bit more time away,
Right.
and you handled a little bit less client load,
Correct.
and we paid you commensurately less, and that felt comfortable to you?
Felt appropriate.
Yeah. All along, we knew we were in a process, and we
Uh-huh.
just kept having a conversation. Would you agree? Is that the way it felt to you, just having
Sure.
a conversation about, well, what would work here?
Yeah. In retrospect, I felt that by curtailing some of my work early, it really did prepare me for when I really cut back now this year. There was a little bit of a tug inside of, hey, I'm making that move. This is serious. I'm really doing this.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty good at that kind of inner self work, aren't you? Because what I find is so many guys that I talk to that get ready to retire, they haven't done that kind of work. They haven't stepped back and said, what's this going to feel like, and what's
Uh-huh.
this going to require of me? I feel like that's something that you do pretty well. Do you feel like you worked at that?
I do, but one of the other benefits of some of the work that I was doing from watching some of those guys and how they went through retirement either well or not so well.
Yeah.
I was very conscious of the type of clients that I was taking on
Yep.
and the length that I would be working with them. And some of it was fortuitous. I mean, it just seemed to end
ran
when
their course.
yeah. But I think that last year, knowing that I was going to retire,
Yep.
really helped a lot as, new client came in and we would talk about, well, is that appropriate or not appropriate for me to take on? How much longer would they need somebody to be working with them?
Yeah.
So I think in our kind of business anyway, starting early really helped.
I'm thinking it helped too that you had to transition some of your clients to another North Group person. And I'm thinking that it helped that you had such a high confidence level in our colleagues. That kind of thing must have helped you say, what, these people are going to get
Sure.
taken care of just as well, perhaps even better, because they'll bring a fresh objectivity and new knowledge base to this particular client. Am I right about that?
Well, one of the benefits, I think, of our growing firm has been the different experiences of the partners
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the other
Right,
consultants that
right.
we've brought in, not only in terms of making that transition of my clients to other people within the firm, but just the ongoing work, knowing you have resources to pull on
Yep.
to help with work that maybe you're not good at. You can call on somebody else to help, and so that was a big benefit.
That's really cool. How about the piece of ownership? I mean, you owned a piece of the firm for
Correct.
13 years.
To me, that was the least
Okay.
difficult piece of it. We had a formula in terms of determining the value
yeah.
of the firm. We would look at that every year as partners, and so that was really quite cut and dried from my vantage
And we had
point.
the terms written into our
Correct.
buy-sell agreement,
Right.
so we just followed that. We all looked at each other and said, do we still think this is fair? You
Yes.
said yes, we said yes, and
Correct.
became a non-event as a result.
Sure.
So a couple lessons we could draw out of this that other folks would maybe want to think about as they approach transitions in their firm or individuals approach retirement. What would you say?
Start early.
Start early?
Give some thought to what the emotional pieces are going to be
Absolutely.
for you,
Yeah.
because they're going to be there, whether it's giving up an office,
Yep.
whether it's giving up relationships that you really felt positive about.
Yeah.
Give it some thought about who are the people that are coming on behind
Yeah.
you, and how comfortable are you with them. And if
Transfer
you're not,
yeah.
early on, you better develop them so that
Yep.
when you get to that point, they're ready to assume some
And
responsibility.
we were fortunate, as you said, that we had people
Certainly
coming
wasn't-
into the firm, developing, growing. We
Yeah.
had a variety of people that could help you out with that. So start
Exactly.
early, do the preparation work, particularly emotional work, detach from your identity if you have any identity issues. That's one
Correct.
that I see a lot.
Yeah.
And then develop people to come along behind you and transfer confidence appropriately.
Right.
Well, we're in the business of helping people do leadership transition.
We are.
So I guess we ought to do it well.
That's right.
And in this case, I think we did.
Thanks, Raj.
Thanks, Dan.
It's been a good ride.